Whoever listens to news can't help it but get a chizuk. Today, if you happen to hear the news, the Prime Minister of France, Macron, went into Jerusalem. There's 75 presidents and prime ministers of the world that are coming to Jerusalem. And he wanted to go to his French church. And the Israelis provided for him guards. They wanted to walk in with him together. He said, no, you can't walk in there. And they insisted, they wanted to walk with him. He started screaming at them. It's all over the news how he screams at them. You're not allowed to walk in there. You stay outside. I'm the only one that could go in there. Don't walk in there. It's disrespectful. You come with me inside. The halakha says you're not allowed to walk into a church. Halakha brings down Al tikra vel petach beita, Gemara in Avodah Zarah Yud Zayin. You're not allowed to walk you walk even outside the church. Right by the entrance, you're not allowed. You have to make a detour. The Rambam says in Perush Mishnayot in Avodah Zarah that be'etzem ikar hadin you wouldn't be allowed to live in a town that there's a church. But since we have no choice, there's no place for us to live otherwise, so because of that, we still could live in there. But otherwise, he says, Asur lanu afilu kimat lir'oto. You're not allowed to look at the church. Mikol sheken she'asur bevadai likanes letocho. Definitely you're not allowed to enter to a place of Avodah Zarah. And they wanted to enter inside. Happened to be that exactly the same thing, identical, happened 25 years ago with Shiraz, the president of France. He wanted to also go into a church, and the guards, the Jewish guards that escorted him, wanted to walk with him. He screamed at them as well, exactly the same thing. This happens in Har HaBayit as well. The Jews are not allowed to walk in according to almost all the poskim. You're not allowed to go into Har HaBayit, and a person that wants to go to Har HaBayit, it's life danger. They kill you over there if you try to go. You go with guards, and even that causes riots throughout the whole Arab world. You're not allowed to do such a thing. We see just from hearing the news what a chizuk you get. You see now, today, the Israelis have to give up custody over the Russian church. Why? Because the Russians happen to take a certain girl into prison, and they're trying to appease the Russians. So they gave out a certain custody over that church, the Russian church in Jerusalem, to Putin, to appease him, to give back this girl, and to let her go, to pardon her and let her go back home to Israel. So many different things. You're not allowed to own a church. You're not allowed, for instance, to have buses coming on Shabbat. That's a new thing, that they're operating the buses on Shabbat. What happens 2 weeks ago? The entire city of Tel Aviv flooded. Not buses, not shuttles, not trains, not cars, everything on Shabbat. The whole place is completely shut down. So we see that just listening to news and opening your eyes and opening your ears, you see the chizuk. That's already chizuk that we get from the Bet HaLevi and Rav Elchanan Wasserman, that he says that in the Havdalah we says Hamavdil ben Or lechoshech ben Israel la'amim. Just Or lechoshech. It's very separated. So does Israel la'amim. When Israel tries to take things that they're not allowed to do, then the Amim themselves, the Goyim themselves, will push Am Yisrael out. You have to know your boundaries. This is allowed, and that you're not allowed. You're not allowed to walk into a church. You're not allowed to walk into Har HaBayit. You have to stay the way you are. It's a chizuk we get in Mamash today, and just listening and hearing and opening your eyes in the right way.